The McNeil government is making an embarrassing retreat from a key piece of legislation. Just last week, Joanne Bernard called the Accessibility Act historic and said it would make the province a better place for people who are disabled. But today, some of those people were harshly critical of the proposed law, calling it weak and flawed. Our legislature reporter Jean Laroche brings us the story from Province House. Jean.
Well, Amy, as you well know, the Law Amendments Committee is where the public gets its say on each and every bill before the House. Earlier today, speaker after speaker spoke out against the Accessibility Act. They all agreed that what the government is proposing isn't enough, and the bill cannot be easily or quickly fixed.
The process has, in fact, denied accessibility to the very people for whom this act was intended to serve.
A little bit of tinkering is not going to do it. It needs to go back to the drawing board, get it done right. This legislation reads like the drafting instructions were go away and come up with the weakest accessibility act you can and bring it back. That's not good enough. That's not something we should be doing in this province.
The Liberals have agreed to temporarily shelve the law. The minister who introduced it, Joanne Bernard, just moments ago told us that it will remain here before the committee until every voice is heard and won't go back to the House until it's ready to. She even suggested the file might even be moved over to Justice, which is what some people suggested it should have always been the Justice Minister's bill, because we're talking about a fundamental human rights issue. So the Liberals' marquee bill this fall will not be turned into a law until at least next spring. Amy.
All right, thank you for that, Jean. Jean Laroche at Province House for us tonight.